Okay, guys, I just figured this out. Oh my god. Okay. Hi, my name is TVC. If you don't know who I am at this point, that sounds like that's more your problem than mine. Whatever. Okay, so Ephemeral. Remember the review I did a while back and how Oliver said, yeah, things be confusing as shit. I've had this thought in my mind for the longest time. I was like, oh my god, I figured it out. Thanks to like reading the comments and just interacting with you guys in that video. I love this community so much. Like the moment I post that video, what is it? I think I have like 200 comments on that video or something.
A few moments later.
Correction, almost 500 comments. I love you guys. So, the two biggest things that confused people throughout this episode was, why was it when Sass went back in time, he didn't tell Ladybug Marinette what had happened? He just said, I don't know. And then the other confusing thing was, hey, why did Gabriel's wish change? We always knew the wish was just to bring his wife back, and the wish would cause like one life for a life, but this made it seem like, oh, you have to destroy the universe. Whereas some people thought that this was the show retconning itself into being, oh, they didn't think the stakes were high enough. Before it was just, oh, one person would die, and as a comment said, people assumed that it would be Gabriel or Adrien. So this is just Thomas trying to make the show seem bigger and bigger, and the one with Sass. So I can't remember if it was the comments, but most likely it's comments. Somebody told me, let's start one at a time, that when Sass went back in time to tell Ladybug what had happened, it's more of a he doesn't remember because he doesn't have an owner. And while I thought, yeah, that's kind of bullshit, why would they have that be a thing? It's because, yeah, he doesn't have an owner and he's kind of like rewinding back time, which kind of erases what happened. So I guess that kind of made sense. But what I figured out was, oh, the reason why they used Sass this episode, you know how we all said, oh, why didn't they use Bunnix? Because Bunnix seems to be the character that should be used. It's because if Ladybug had like used Bunnix in the theater or whatever at any point during this show, to go back in time, she would still know Adrien's identity. So using Sass was the best kwami, even though it didn't really make sense. And I feel like they pulled this, oh, you can, Sass can always go back to any point in time, but it's just dangerous, which we never knew about. So the reason why they had to use Sass and have him forget, even though Sass already knows Adrien's identity, but I guess they just don't want to tell Marinette, oh, you knowing his identity is a bad idea, which also doesn't make sense because Shat Bala happened. But the reason Sass was used and not Bunnix was because Marinette needs to not know who Adrien's identity is. Because as I've said in my Ephemeral review, she could have easily pulled out the Bunny Miraculous from her yo-yo and unified, even though the Ephemeral's power speeds up time to whoever they touch. So Ladybug's powers ran out very quickly. That was kind of dumb, honestly. So even if she transformed into Bunnix, would that still affect her? Would Bunnix run out just as quickly? She could just enter the portal just as quickly. But if he speeds up things, doesn't that mean maybe that's why Meredith was able to type that message very quickly because she was in a super fast forward mode. But yeah, Sass was used so that she can't go back in time and remember who Adrien's identity is, even though she wasn't really the one that's been used. It was kind of Luka, and Luka already knows the identities, but now we know why Sass was used, why Sass doesn't remember. Now, the other main thing is, why did the wish change, or why is it now that the wish would cause the end of the world? This was more my take, and that person also saying how, oh, before the cost was just Gabriel and Adrien. I believe the wish still works the way it does. It gives something to take something away. But Gabriel's wish has changed now. Before, it's just, I want to bring Emily back. And it was said if he brings Emily back, somebody would have to be given up. And he might, I don't know, maybe reading the Grimoire book or whatever. Why do I keep saying Grimoire? Where does that come from? What show am I thinking of? Grimoire. Is that Star Versus? Anyway, so the book, probably he thought, okay, let me not bring Emily back and I die or she dies, or maybe he's just not willing to sacrifice a life. Let's say Gabriel has standards. He specifically made a wish that I will create a world where you and I will never be separated. Now, here's the thing. in this current world, you are technically not separated from your wife. She's still there, and there's still a divide within the fandom whether she's dead or alive. If she's in a coma, she's technically still alive, so you're technically not separated. So you could just create a new world where she's still in a coma, or you are in a coma. So the thing with the end of the world and the Kwamis that said, oh no, not again, is maybe the Kwamis have experienced the world endings. They're literal concepts. So who knows, maybe this could be like the third universe they've existed in, but it would also be funny to assume that somebody else made a wish that caused the end of the world, so their reactions would make us, the fandom, think, oh, when you make a wish, this is what happens. But I believe, no, it's Gabriel's specific wish that changed, not the powers of the miraculous. If that makes sense. Because they're infinite, they can destroy and create everything. And then you have to think that these things that have the probability to destroy the entire universe were entrusted to 14-year-old children in the form of trinkets controlled by kwamis that are eternal but act just as childlike. This is a cartoon. But yeah, those are my thoughts of how I understood the mess that is ephemeral. Let me know if you've understood anything. I think with those two things, the episode kinda makes sense. Kinda doesn't suck, but maybe it still does for you. I don't know, but for me, understanding those things kind of made the episode, I can live with it. But again, just me. Still hated how Gabriel found out the identities things, but I was told that it's a translation thing. In the French version, Adrien said a very specific line. So in the English version, there's no way to kind of replicate that. And I'm here. Somebody said it in the comments. They said, why doesn't he just say bugaboo? Nobody says that. That is a specifically him thing. And I'm pretty sure Hawkmoss has heard it multiple times. So I was like, oh my god, yeah, why didn't it just do that? How is it us, the fans, are able to come up with better concepts when we don't make the show? But you know, human beings, our brains all work differently. What one person can understand, the creators cannot see. Basically the Sonic movie thing. The people who made that shit thought it was decent, the first iteration of Sonic, but we, the fandom, well, I'm not a Sonic fan, but the general internet told them, yeah, fuck no. So they corrected. They said, okay, you right. If only Thomas could do that. But whatever. We're gonna end the video here, folks. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all the things. And with that being said, this is TBC. Mwah. Signing out.